A shitty wizard appears while you're going about your day. He asks you some questions and won't let you run away. Would you rather have a finger growing out of your cheek or have no skin on the bottom of your feet? Would you rather have laser vision or turn invisible? Now make a decision. Shitty wizard flying through the air. Shitty wizard magic everywhere. Shitty wizard you just can't compare. Shitty wizard learning to care.
Welcome back to another wonderful episode of Streamy Dreams. I'm your host, Laurel, and over here we have
Caitlin!
falling down an endless pit of death. Sorry guys, that was it. Caitlin will not be in for the rest of the episode. She fell down the well. I told you not to stand so close to the well, god damn it.
I'm sorry.
Adam, go get her.
All right. Yeah, that fits with all the walking around noises that are happening around us right now. It's free Foley.
Yeah, we've pulled out all the stops for effects this episode.
Mm-hmm.
We are out in a rugged cabin in the basement while people upstairs are sharpening their blades. We're the sacrifice this time.
Oh.
Or so they think. Wait. Get the pitchfork. I've got watermelons.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You guys have never seen... Oh, wait. Never mind. So would you rather?
Go on.
Laurel, that was terrible.
What do you do after you introduce everybody?
You gotta get the ball rolling.
Well, you guys were giving me nothing.
By saying, talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, Caitlin, what do you got? Fight me.
It's very important that I post to Twitter that we are streaming. Otherwise, nobody's gonna be watching.
Wouldn't it be more effective to do that like a minute before? Because then time it takes people to see it and read it.
It would, but I don't have the link for the stream at that point in time. It's gotta be when we go live.
We gotta up our stream game and get like the starting soon screen, so you can start the stream, but you're not actually starting the show yet.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the little dance and song number at the top is?
No, I still let them know that we're about to start.
Yeah.
So you have a thing that says starting soon, and then you have the thing that goes like, hey, weather, and then it's like, hey, what up? We're here now. So you have time for an audience to. This is a really fun peek behind the curtain for our audience right now.
This is how you do a stream. Or really, this should be a lesson on this is how you don't do a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
So this isn't a would you rather, but I've been pondering something lately, and I'm curious as to what you think, because this is kind of along the lines of the hypothesizing and world building that we normally do with our questions, just not in a would you rather format.
All right,
Adam Hines breaking the system every week now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clomp, 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 clomp.
Everyone's going to lunch and they're just slamming their feet
Just
down on those
fucking-
stairs.
No respect. This is what it's like to work in an office where you just pick at each other constantly. Every little thing starts to drive you nuts. We're all turning into bread.
That was his plan all along.
That was his plan.
It kind of is.
It is.
I honestly think he's like, when you're sleeping at night, he's just putting gel in your hair to
Oh no!
make it stick up.
That's so gross.
So call the police.
You don't know what happened. You just wake up with gelled hair. You don't know.
My
You have
hair's
no
quite
proof.
long.
You have no
It's-
proof. You've got some serious. What is it called?
height.
Liberty spikes.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Back to the pondering. All right. So you know how in life we have soldiers, and they'll go off and do war things, and then sometimes when they come back and they've seen some shit that really fucked up about it, and then PTSD is a thing, and that kind of shit. But then I was thinking, okay, you know how there's Vikings, and the whole thing is if you die a warrior's death, you go to Valhalla and you get to eat and fight for eternity. What happens if you're a Viking warrior and you get PTSD from fucking cleaving some civilian skull in half, and then you go to Valhalla because you died a warrior's death, but you're riddled with PTSD?
PTSD follows you into the afterlife?
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
that sucks, man.
Like,
I always assumed that, like, death fixed your mind. Or, like, it was kind of like the reset button where it just, like, clears your cache.
Yeah, because Valhalla is like the Viking version of heaven, right? And
yeah.
And in like the Christian heaven, it's like if you were like diseased or insane or whatever, it's like going to heaven would just like fix all of that. You would just be like regular.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
But what if it didn't? What if you were wrong? Because that's the thing, right? Because here's the thing: if
Well,
you're
then you'd be in hell.
if you're a
Yeah.
Viking, if you're a
Valhalla.
and I only say what if you're wrong because nothing is ever as good as people say it is, right? Like not heaven.
Nothing's good for eternity.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly, but that's what I mean, right? So let's say you're the Viking warrior, and it's like, well, you lived a warrior's life. You're gonna go to Valhalla, but you have PTSD from all the murdering you did, and you're like, I don't want to fight forever.
I think there's a
You're
lot of,
gonna
like,
die
drinking
in
and
your
other stuff,
bed
too.
as an old man then.
Yeah, if you thought you would get sick of that kind of stuff, like if you had PTSD, maybe try not to die in a fight.
Yeah.
Maybe just be like,
But what if you've
go
already
AWOL.
What if you've already earned your Viking wings, quote unquote? So now you don't have to die in a fight because you've already done all the dope Viking shit that you need to do to get into Valhalla. So you're going.
You have to die
In
with an
battle?
with an arrow to the back. So
Oh.
that means you're a coward, and then it erases.
Oh, yeah, because I always thought that, like, you kind of had to die in battle to get into Valhalla. Like, if you died any other way, no matter how much cleaving you'd done, then...
No amount of cleaving.
No amount of cleaving. If you die an old man in your bed, you're going to Viking hell.
Hold the fucking phone. I don't know a lot about Viking,
I don't think you go to hell.
mythology.
You just don't get to get into the good heaven.
but that's what I mean,
Right.
right? So is there Valhalla and then hell with only one L? And you either go to Valhalla or you go to hell. So if you're just a farmer who lives a good life and is cool to people, you just go to hell?
Well, it's not like Christian hell. It's not endless torture. It's just like not as cool as Valhalla. It's just like, oh, you don't get to go to the special school.
I don't know. It looks like it sucks in God of War.
Well, that's because it's a video game and they've got all the they're applying Western shit to it.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if it's a great time. I'm not that brushed up on my Viking history, but the way I understood it was just like you're just dead. Like I think it's more akin to Limbo, where it's not good,
No.
but I don't think it's like fire and brimstone and little demons
Right.
stabbing your guts.
It's
for all
just like
eternity.
your regular life for eternity.
So hell.
So hell, yeah.
So I was thinking, if you were a Viking, how would you even know you got PTSD? Because the thing with soldiers is like, it's once they come home from the war and go back to normal life that they realize they can't cope. Vikings never really come home. They sort of just
Well, that we know of.
stay at war. I guess you could like...
I think the problem with Viking mythology as we know it now is we mostly know it from media. So
Yeah, that's true.
everybody has downtime.
Yeah, like they were settlers.
Yeah.
They were farmers and shit.
So it's just like, so they didn't chill and watch Netflix, but I'm sure they sat there and stared at a wall or something. Or sat around a fire and shared stories.
Looked at some sheep for a while.
Yeah.
But like if you had, because, okay, I don't have PTSD, so I don't entirely understand how it works. But it's like you get like flashbacks and all of a sudden you get put like right back in the moment. If you're living during a time where you can get attacked at any given day, is it PTSD or is it just being smart? Because
Right.
the truth of the matter is you might be getting attacked.
Yeah.
There's like a good 50-50 chance someone's trying to kill you.
Did all medieval people just have PTSD because life sucked and was really bad all the time?
I would imagine probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like your fight or flight
Yeah.
instinct is constantly flying out.
Thank God that back then your lifespan was pretty short, so you didn't really have to deal with it for very long.
Or, you know, you just, even if you were going to live a long time, you'd just be like, oh, I'll just take the dangerous way home, which is essentially suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. I'm in my early 30s, and that might have been considered elderly back in certain parts of history.
Well, that's a bit of a misconception.
Is it?
Well, actually, the reason that the quote-unquote average lifespan was so low is because there was a really, really high child mortality rate.
Oh.
So it was like, if you lived past 12, there was a good chance you were going to see, like, 50, 60. It was still,
okay.
50, 60.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like people were old men and dying of age at 30. Like, that wasn't... That's not what they mean by the average age of... Or the average life expectancy was 30. They don't mean, like, you're just ancient by 30.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
Nerd.
I just
Yeah,
checked.
sorry.
I just checked the chat and we've been corrected on a few things.
Cool.
So A Waste of Corbin says there are actually 2 Valhallas. Half of the warriors go to Odin's Valhalla and the other half go to Freya's Valhalla.
Who's this better? Who's this better?
I
One's drinking, one's fighting.
want to go to the drinking one.
Oh, I want to go to both.
I would probably go to the drinking one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because let's be honest, if you're drinking a lot, you're getting into fights.
That's a good point. No one says you can't fight in the drinking Valhalla. Who's Fred? What was the other one? Odin and...
Odin.
Freya?
Yeah, Odin is like the Zeus.
Is
of-
Freya his wife?
Was, I think.
Oh.
Right.
Like I said, my knowledge of Viking mythology is all fucked up because I played the new God of War, and that's about the only thing that I know now because it's so fresh in my mind that it's all I can think of. So, if the new God of War game is accurate, Odin's a real piece of shit.
I
So,
mean, they all were. Zeus was no,
Zeus was a
gentleman.
fucking piece of garbage.
He's
Yeah.
also like a super rapist.
Yeah.
The OG rapist.
Oh man. Wait. Okay. So what else did we fuck up? You
I
said
don't
there
know.
was a bunch of corrections.
Yeah.
Did
So
you lie to
histor-
us? Is that what?
Might have
is
just
that
been
what
one.
happened? God damn it, Caitlin.
Sorry.
So do you have to be a warrior guy? Okay, well here's a question. If you have to be a good warrior boy to get into the fight in Valhalla, do you have to be a good drinking guy to get into the drinking one?
You have to drink yourself to death.
You
That's-
have to drink yourself to
You
death.
have to.
Oh no. Oh no. He died on the barroom floor. Welcome to Drunk Valhalla, you piece
But
of
It
shit.
can't have been that hard back then
Yeah.
to drink yourself to death. That's got to be like 40% of
because-
deaths.
Yeah, because all booze was fucking moonshine made in somebody's bathtub, so... And
that's
bathtubs...
all there was to do.
Yeah, and bathtubs were a hole in the ground, so it's like...
Also,
you're
if you
lucky.
die during a bar fight while you're drunk, doesn't count. You go to fight in Valhalla.
No.
There's no
No,
drinking in
wait.
fighting
A bar
Valhalla.
fight is not a battle.
It's still a fight.
I mean, if a battle broke out while you were drinking.
All right. I like how that turned into a would you rather. Would you rather go to drink in Valhalla or murder in Valhalla?
That's what
And
we
we're
do
all...
here. I'm going to fight in
I'm
Valhalla.
going to drinking.
I'm gonna go punch people until eternity happens.
So, like, if you're in fighting Valhalla and you get, like, your arm chopped off or something, does it just grow straight back?
Yeah.
Probably.
Sweet.
You get like infinite lives.
Right.
You like hacked. You got
Do you-
the infinite hack.
Do you feel pain in fighting Valhalla? Cause
You
if
have
so...
to, because that's part of the fun, right?
No.
If
No.
you're a fighting guy, you want to feel pain.
No, I don't know. I think it's like, you know, it becomes almost like a video game where you're just like Slasherville, and it's like fun to chop your friend's head off. It's like you chop off their head, and their head's laughing as it falls to the floor, and then they stick it back on, and then they chop off your head.
Yeah.
You're just like,
I feel like if
Dude, stop chopping my fucking head off.
Yeah.
Trying to have a conversation.
someone.
you're not drinking Valhalla,
Someone-
you're in fighting Valhalla. You get your head chopped off and you like it.
Okay. They're also I suspect, and I could be wrong, and it could be, you know what, I'm sorry, but I get the feeling that Freya Valhalla is like for the ladies.
It's Ladies Valhalla, yeah.
Because I've heard that there are like records of some Viking warriors being women. Probably not that many. I would say probably less than half of the women who were Vikings.
I also heard that, like, if you die during childbirth, you go to Valhalla. It's considered, like,
Okay,
an
that's
entry ticket.
that's
That's
kind
right.
of the most perfect equivalent I've heard of. It's
Yeah.
like dying in war and dying during childbirth, basically the same
basically
thing.
the same thing, yeah.
I would argue the childbirth one is worse. I'd rather get my head chopped off.
Yeah.
I know Freya was in charge of the Valkyries.
Yeah. Oh
So, yeah, no, apparently there were lady Vikings.
yeah.
Just
no, for sure. There were some, but I would say
mainly
probably not
out
the
of
most.
necessity. It's like
Right.
we are a warlike people, everybody needs to war.
Everybody's got to pitch in.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, there's probably like a decent chunk of ladies who weren't,
It's probably
but they
like,
all died in childbirth.
yeah, it's probably like you had to have a couple babies first, get the babies out of you, and then you can go and fight.
So it's only the elderly women who get to fight.
That's pretty cool. Bunch of old ladies with axes. That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Is Freya's Valhalla just like full of just half pregnant ladies? I didn't know how else to word that.
And half-born children.
Just like, fuck, that sucks.
Dear God.
Yeah, but listen, they got a really good knitting circle going, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They have like margaritas on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for humoring the my thought process that I had while I was taking a shower last night. I was just standing in there and I was like, can you have PTSD in Valhalla? That sounds like a bad time.
I mean, it's eternity. I'm sure eventually you'd get over it.
Yeah,
Maybe it would cure your PTSD.
maybe.
Just through exposure.
It
Yeah.
would give you like an outlet for all your symptoms.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, for me, I know the idea is it's their heaven, therefore everything works out, but nothing is ever as good as anybody says it is. So I just feel, because when you hear about, I was raised Catholic, and when you hear about heaven, it's like you get to be surrounded by your friends and family and everything that you like and shit, and everything's great. And I was like, that sounds bad though. That sounds bad because if it's the same shit all the fucking time, you just get bored. Unless you've magically destroyed boredom, which I don't believe in.
Well, maybe something where it's like you can reset your mind at any given point. Like, if you lived for eternity, I wonder if you're, like, you know how as you age, like, sometimes your memory goes or, like, things start to fall off?
Yeah.
If you're alive for eternity, maybe you just become, like, a goldfish where it's, like, every 3 seconds you reset and you're just, like,
You get to like watch all of your favorite movies for the first time.
every time because you forget it all.
All right, would you rather spend eternity surrounded by your friends and family and the things you like, but it operates like it would in life?
Wait, you gotta repeat that.
So you're in heaven.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by your friends and your family and everything that you
Maybe
like.
not all my friends.
Just the ones that you like.
The friends and family. You don't get to choose. It's your friends and family.
Okay.
And things that you like, but there's no magical thing that resets your brain. You're just you now. And things don't change a whole lot, but you get to do this for eternity. Or would you rather death just be you go to sleep and you stop existing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd rather
please.
just
I
stop
would rather
existing.
just stop existing.
Because eternity
Like
is too
right
long.
now.
Caitlin!
Please, for the love of Christ.
Yeah,
End this misery.
there are things you can... No, I'm not.
Whoa, boy. This took a dark turn that I was not anticipating.
I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, you walked right into that one.
I sure fucking did. But yeah, I would go for the fucking non-existence as
There's
well.
there's no way eternity doesn't end in torture. Or, like, maybe it comes back around in waves. Because you can't be tortured forever. Eventually you get over that, too. It's forever! But, God, it's going to be a lot of centuries of just being like...
Yeah, like the whole idea of eternity, of anything lasting for eternity, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cause like you can't even comprehend eternity, cause it's literally outside of anything that you can imagine. So no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm out. Take me to the nothing.
Yeah.
Although now I'm curious. Maybe I want to know. I want to know what eternity is like.
You're gonna hate it.
You don't know. Who knows what kind of trippy shit that does to your brain?
I already know the answer to this question, but for the sake of the fact that we're doing a show, I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you know what it's like to crunch?
Like
stomach
do
crunches?
crunches?
Like work crunch.
Yeah.
Where you wake up and you work, and then you go to bed, and then you wake up and
Oh,
you
fuck yeah.
Okay. You know how sometimes time just fucking stop, like distinctions stop happening, and it kind of feels like you're like, man, I can't
Hell
believe
yeah.
it's only Tuesday, and somebody will be like, it's been a week, and you're like, fuck.
When I first started working here, it was something like, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday, and I remember just going to Morgan being like, I'm sorry, this isn't done, I'll come in on the weekend. She was like, it's not due till Friday, and I'm like, yeah, So, like, today, and she was just like, go home.
But that's what I mean, right? When you work nonstop, shit starts to meld into each other. You lose track of, especially if you're working from home, which I've crunched while working from home.
But a
for
part of
studio.
that is sleep deprivation.
Yeah, but that's what I feel like eternity would feel like, minus the sleep deprivation, because you don't need to sleep. So it's just everything's going to start molding into each other. It'll be like a century, and you won't have. It'll feel like, you know, the time feeling. It feels bad to think about. I feel like that's what eternity would feel like.
I don't know, because eventually I do get to the point where I just kind of surrender to it. Like, when I was when I was in my last year of college, like, it was one of those, I would, in order to keep myself, like, being productive, because, you know, if you get too sleep deprived, you, like, slow way the fuck down.
Uh-huh.
So what I ended up doing was I would sleep 8 hours no matter what, but I would work 22 hours. So I was sleeping at all kinds of crazy parts of the day. I had no idea what day it was or what time it was at any given moment. But there was, like, a beautiful peace that came with that where I'm just like, I'm out.
You're like outside of time.
Yeah. That's what it felt like. It was just like, not when I slept, when I ate, all that stuff is like, there was no time assigned to it. It wasn't like, oh, it's 12 o'clock, time to eat. It was just like,
Eat when you're hungry, sleep when you're tired.
well, no, sleep every 22 hours. I couldn't just sleep whenever I was tired.
Because that would have been all the time.
Because that would have been all the time.
But I don't know. That's what I think eternity feels like.
But I kind of liked it.
Well, then maybe you should do the eternity one.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, there's no opt-out. You can't...
Absolutely, there is no opt-out.
Yeah, you can't, like, change your mind halfway through. Be like, man, I wish that I had picked nothingness.
It's like a
Did you just
tattoo.
become a god? What?
It's like a tattoo. You make your decision, you live with it.
No, you can totally get tattoos removed. Or, like, if you really wanted to, you could just
You're
cut
gonna-
it off.
You're gonna get the afterlife lasered off.
Well, I'm just saying, it's not a great analogy. There are things
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can do to get
Fair
rid of
enough.
a tattoo.
I forgot it's 2019 and not the 30s. Fuck off.
Also, I mean, tattoos, when you die, you'll decompose. And then where's your tattoo?
All right,
Adam?
I
Then
get
where's
it.
your
It was a
tattoo?
bad.
Your tattoo isn't eternal, Adam.
I am.
The ones that I have are.
The tattoos on his soul.
The tattoos on my skin start moving around underneath my skin. My eyes fucking sink into my skull.
That was one of my favorite would you rathers, was having like a living tattoo. It'd be so cool.
Okay, should we take our would you rathers to the chat?
Hell yeah.
I think we better, because this is all kind. We haven't done a would you rather yet.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't really. We've kind of gone like off script for this.
This is what happens when we don't have a guest. Is that we all realize that we came in here empty.
We're all outside of time right now.
This is what happens when we're all extremely fucking busy.
Yeah. We're not complaining. We love it here.
We love it, man. This is
We
good.
love you guys.
Okay, Dahlia asks, would you rather poop diamonds, but if you touch them, they instantly become normal poop? So if you want to sell them, you have to hire someone to collect them.
That wouldn't be hard.
And they come in various sizes and shapes, so pooping can hurt like hell or... Or, would you rather, everything your body produces, saliva, any body liquid, etc., is alive and can talk?
So like every sweat drop.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That sounds fucking hilarious. That's a premise for a show.
Like every time you sweat, it's like, kill me, father!
Everything hurts. And then
Why
it
did
dies.
you create me?
Every time you pee, you just hear wee.
And then you have to flush it.
Sorry, boo.
The sewer would be very noisy.
Okay, here's what I'm kind of wondering. Is like eventually, for example, like the sweat on your skin kind of evaporates and dries out. Is that like them dying?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, like how does their lifespan work?
Yeah. Like how long is pee?
And how do you kill it? You know what I mean? Because so piss is a liquid. It doesn't have any internal organs. Even something, you know those jellyfish that are super see-through and you can't really,
Yeah.
you know, even they have a mass.
Yeah.
That if you
It's
were to
like-
cut them in half, they would die.
You have to dilute it to a certain ratio,
Right.
and that's when it dies.
And obviously it's magic, so it doesn't matter. But I'm just curious, once it exists in the universe, how does it...
Like, is it alive while it's in you? Like, is your blood alive? Is your spit alive in your mouth?
I think
while
that,
you
like,
talk?
your blood would only start talking if it came out of you.
Yeah.
I don't think it would talk while it's
So it has to leave your body.
So everything that leaves your body is essentially a birth. So you're constantly giving birth.
Yeah, to very short-lived bits
You
of
are
fluid.
You are a walking, talking hive.
Can they talk? They said
Yeah.
they were
Yes.
alive. Oh, they said talk. Okay.
Yeah, they can talk.
Man, I can't deal with that. That's nuts.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be very noisy.
Yeah, but I like the implications of it.
I mean,
Because you sweat at night while you're sleeping.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, your sweat is just like, hey, Adam, wake up.
I'm bored.
Adam, I'm bored. Wake up.
Maybe they don't give a shit about you. Maybe they're like, hey guys, let's go over here.
All your sweat
Party in the pit.
beads are just talking to each other.
Just like Dad's ignoring us.
Yeah.
Hey Marjorie, did you hear about what happened on the North Shoulder this morning? It was fucking insane. I don't know why I said North Shoulder and
North
not East and
Shoulder.
West Shoulder. You know, that southern shoulder that we all
It's a little
have.
lonely around here sometimes. Maybe we should try and get Adam to go to the gym more often.
Then there would be a party.
Woo!
Yeah, what if they sassed you?
But can they move? I'm curious too if they can just talk. That's a nightmare, but it's manageable, and also depending on how long their lifespan is. But can they move around and do things? Because that's a whole other fucking can of worms. You know what I mean?
I mean, the question says that it's alive. So I don't know if that means that it can
Well,
move
trees
around.
are alive. They're
Yeah.
not walking around.
Yeah.
I think maybe it can't really move around other than dripping off you in the way that it normally does.
Yeah, because knowing how people are tribal and shit, or living things are tribal and shit, I think it's, you know, the sweat would stick together, the pee would stick together, the poop, the spit, the blood, and then it's like, maybe they would have wars. And then, you know, so it's like, oh, the poop will be like, our numbers are dwindling. Somebody fucking put laxatives in his food.
I could definitely see a version where this is like a lot of fun. It's like you cut your finger and you got a little blood puddle on the floor, and then you're like, let the battle begin, and just start spitting into it, being like, pachoo, pachoo, and then the spit goes, ah, and the blood's like, ah.
And then you lie to them and say, all of you that die in this war will go to Valhalla.
Yeah.
And then you turn to your partner and go, there's no such thing.
But they already know that because they came from you. You can't lie to them.
What?
Yeah, you
How
can.
does that work?
You can lie to anything if you try
Yeah,
hard
what
enough.
level of intelligence do these things have?
I don't know.
Are they used?
I think it's like, did you ever watch that show Osmosis Jones, where it was like he was like a white blood cell?
Yeah.
I think it's like that.
So they're
all
like adults.
little cartoon characters.
But do they know everything you know?
I don't know. Did they know everything Bill Murray knew?
No.
Okay, then no. We're going by cartoon rules now.
Okay. In that case, I'm starting a war between two blood puddles, and I'll call it A Tale of Two Blood Puddles.
Many songs shall be sung.
By my spit. You're the minstrels. My sweat will be the minstrels. I'll just like make a little bench, and then I'll just rub my sweaty arm on it and be like, all right, guys, sing me a tune. How big are these diamonds?
Yeah, like how big can a diamond possibly get?
And how much damage can your own poop diamond do to you?
I mean, diamonds can be fucking
They
sharp.
can be sharp.
No,
yeah.
I know, but when does it... Because
Oh, yeah,
when does it become a diamond in your digestive system?
Right.
For
Probably
large
once it,
colon.
yeah, probably once it gets to your colon, then it's filled with diamonds.
It's like as it sucks the moisture out, it becomes a diamond. So like it starts at the top of your large intestine, and by the time it gets to the end, it's a diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like your large intestine is like so filled with pressure that it's compressing all of your poop into diamonds.
Yeah.
Because my gut reaction, no pun intended, is to go with the diamond thing, because any excuse to get wealthy sounds good to me. But I...
Not at the expense
Not
of
at-
your
Yeah.
Butthole, yeah.
It sound... Well, no. Listen, I can handle some fucking discomfort. But we're
No,
talking
I'm
about...
talking damage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like this could lead to serious, life-threatening, irreversible damage.
Because, like, especially considering, like, there's still, like, the bacteria still lives in your colon. Like, even getting a small lesion or cut from a diamond could lead to like a major infection.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a very delicate ecosystem in there, and anything can fuck it up for a long time.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
you want to hear how big the biggest diamond in the world is?
Yeah.
Oh no.
621 grams.
But how dense is a diamond?
Oh.
Right. Well, I mean, like, they're pretty dense, I guess.
Like, how much does a ring diamond weigh? 1 gram? Maybe less?
Yeah.
So it would be like, how many of those? You said 600?
621 grams.
So it would be like 600 of those. That's like a volleyball?
It's weird because, like, the measurements for diamonds is carats, but, like, I have no idea what that is equivalent to.
I
Yeah.
thought carats was a measurement of quality, not weight. Am
Yeah.
I wrong?
I thought it was a measurement
Am I
of
wrong?
quality.
Okay.
I don't know now. Listen, I think we're learning a lot about what we don't know. I don't know a lot about Viking mythology. We don't know a lot about...
Or actual
Okay. 10.1 centimeters long,
Holy shit!
6.35 centimeters wide,
No! No!
But
No.
that thing...
5.9 centimeters deep.
Okay,
No.
so the
I'm out.
immediate problem with that is, as that forms in your body, you would die.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so all it takes is, because she said various, so all it takes is one bad diamond and you're dead.
Yeah, one big old.
Live and spit battles, here I come!
Yeah. I'm going to be a brood mother, I guess. Just give birth to horrible little liquid demons.
It could be fun. I'd have little parties. I'd have one of those, what are they called? Flea circuses, but it would be with my own bodily waste.
Gross. Laurel, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, ew, no, what?
Yeah, the transformation on your face from confused to horrified was pretty good.
Look, it's gonna be mostly blood and spit.
That doesn't comfort me. You know what? I'm pimping diamonds.
Whoa, that's a...
Yeah, I think it's pretty rare to get a really big diamond like
Yeah.
that.
Well, yeah, like, what's the second biggest diamond in the world? Like,
I
how
don't know.
often
I'm
do we
not
get these
Googling
mega
that.
diamonds?
Like
But
that.
I mean, even a diamond the size of, like, your thumb could kill you.
Yeah, or get lodged in you. Because here's the
Because
thing.
they're sharp and they're dense.
The reason why I asked where it forms its diamondness in your body is because initially the question says if you touch it, it turns back to poop. So
Right.
I was like, okay, as it's coming out of your body, is it poop?
You can just poke it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, that might be the solution, but then you don't get any diamonds.
But no, what I was going to say is initially I thought the turd leaves your body, and in between it leaving your body and it hitting whatever surface, whether it be a toilet bowl or a diamond collecting device, does it go from poop to diamond?
Oh.
Right.
Because if that's the
Right.
case, then diamonds all the
Right.
way.
Yeah,
But
I feel like
the
the fact that she mentioned of various sizes
Yeah.
makes me think
Yeah.
that no.
It's coming out as a diamond.
yes, which means you're
Yeah.
rolling the dice.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be rich.
I mean, typically a diamond is like, what, the size of a...
They're not big.
They're not very big.
Like, I imagine finding a diamond even the size of a marble is pretty rare.
Mm. Well, like, that's the thing, because
But I could
think
be wrong. I could be
in
totally wrong.
nature, when they're found as, like, you know, the ore or whatever,
Yeah.
they're actually just big rocks, and then they cut them down.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining this question is that she's talking about
Yeah.
cut diamonds.
Yes.
She's not talking about, like, diamond ore. You know what I mean?
Oh, then it would be extra craggly.
Yeah.
You're fucked, Caitlin. You're dead. You're dead on the first diamond.
I'm gonna die like Elvis Presley.
You're gonna find your corpse
Gonna
and be
go
like,
down in
why are there
history."
diamonds in her butt?
She died how she lived. On the toilet. With diamonds in her butt.
Would you?
I love
I
the
would
i-
never. Would you bother to go to the toilet?
Yeah, I don't know. I would probably just have like a bedpan or something.
Yeah, because you need someone to come take him away. You don't want to invite someone over and be like, hey, you want some diamonds in the toilet?
Just walking around, you go, "Whoop, payday," and squat on the floor.
Can
and
you
just-
imagine the like marketing campaign for these like poop diamonds? It's like
Well, you don't tell people.
it's like give your loved one the thing that they desire most, and she's like holding it up to her face, and then it's just my butt pooping out a diamond,
Just pooping onto her hand.
pooping onto her hand.
Oh my god!
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Wait, what's a diamond company?
De Beers?
De Beers.
De Beers. So that's what it would be. It would just be like, so you'd see the hand and the butt, and then a woman would turn to screen and just say De Beers.
Yeah.
Fresh from the ass.
Fresh from Caitlin's butt.
Get your major diamond here.
Okay, that was a good one. Let me see. Okay, this is a Super Science Friends
Ooh.
themed question.
On brand.
On brand. Would you rather be stuck... Oh, sorry. Ramen Doodles asks.
Yo!
Would you rather be stuck in 1941 or be stuck in 2099?
So there's some like in the universe of.
Yeah, I like the Super Science Friends.
Okay.
universe.
So when you say stuck in 2099,
You can't go back in time. You're stuck there.
sorry, you said 2099 and I heard 2019 and I was like, does that mean you're just living the same year?
You're stuck in your regular old life. Everyone else is going time traveling. We're leaving you behind.
Is it specifically the Super Science Friends version of 2099? Where it's like Z3
Yeah.
Yes.
is running the shit?
Yeah, Z3 has conquered the world.
Everything.
You are a slave to him.
Everything is blue monochromatic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be a slave to anyone, it might as well be Z3.
I bet like Z3. Okay, this is continuing my robot fetish about Z3. This is my like what do they call it? Like head
Cannon.
cannon
Yeah.
about Z3 is that when he becomes like the all-powerful ruler of the earth and enslaves everyone, it's kind of like the Matrix where like you can plug in and enter Z3's like internal world, and every single person gets to fuck Z3.
Gets to?
Gets to.
Not has to.
Not has to. He's gonna treat you right in the Matrix. He's gonna seduce you. He's gonna light some candles.
They
So
don't
what you're
have candles in the year 2099.
Yeah, but you're in the
He's
Matrix.
gonna light the iPad screen
This just
You're in the
sounds.
Matrix.
for mood lighting.
This just sounds like you basically saying, "What I really want is a robot-powered sex fantasy."
And
so-
the only way to get it.
The way to get it is to go to 2099.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a slave. I mean, Z3, you're a beautiful, beautiful hologram boy. But I don't know if I want to be your slave.
No.
But you're like his sex slave.
I don't want to be
But he's a beautiful robot
He
boy.
is beautiful, but oh man, do I get to be a robot?
No,
Oh,
you're just you.
boring.
Well, for me, this one's kind of easy because I grew up. I have World War II vets in my family, and one of the first video games I ever played was Wolfenstein. So if I get to live in what was the year? The
1941.
I get to murder Nazis.
Yeah, or
Not to mention
just
you-
go and die on a battlefield
That's
because
fine.
that's more likely what's gonna happen.
Or just hang out in Sweden.
Get to kill me some Nazis.
You're gonna get conscripted and sent to the fucking front
Are we
line.
still
I
Canadians?
want my scalps.
Yeah, you're still Canadian. What?
Okay.
Canadians were conscripted, right, in World War II?
They did participate. I don't know if they had. I don't know if it was conscription.
I don't fucking know, dude.
World War One was.
Right.
Oh, this is where we get called out for mistakes.
Listen, I'm a history professor, and I'm telling you that you would be conscripted into World War II,
Okay.
and you'd be sent to like the grossest, dirtiest front line,
We're talking about a cartoon universe.
where people still die.
Yeah, but there's Nazis in London and shit all the fucking time. I don't need to fucking go to... I never said I was going to join the military. I said I was going to kill Nazis.
Right, you're gonna be a rogue agent.
Hell yeah, dog.
I'm gonna become a field doctor and pull bullets out of people.
Yeah, I'm going to be like that cool lady you heard about who fucking seduced Nazis and then murdered them. I'll just seduce...
You're gonna seduce
You're gonna,
Nazis.
Hell
you're
yeah.
the Arya Stark of World War II.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
well.
got to be some gay Nazis.
even just...
They murdered them all.
Oh yeah, they did that, didn't they? Whatever. I'll just not non-seductively kill Nazis.
You could, like, seduce them in that, like, hey, buddy, come have drinks with... Like, seduce them in the platonic sense.
Yeah, be like, yo, you want to go be bros? And then...
Be like, hey, those fucking Jews, right? Am I right? And then they come with you to a bar.
And then I fucking open their head with a rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, 1941 could be a lot of fun, especially since you know what's gonna happen. You know when all the, like, big events are, like... Not going to Japan.
Yeah, like, hey, Japan, you better get the fuck out of this war.
Like, you could... Like, you have such an advantage in that situation.
Like, you know where Hitler is. You know where his bunker is. Assuming that you did your research before
I was
you
about
left.
to say, like, you...
He's like, I do not know where his bunker is.
So here's how you're wrong. Or at least in my case, you're wrong. First of all, can't even remember the numbers of the years that were in this question, and my history knowledge is so... See, this is why I don't write the fucking scripts for this show. My history knowledge is so weak. When the question came up, my immediate response was what happened in 1940.
I feel like you're gonna go back to 1941, and you're gonna, like, be like, how do I get out of Toronto now? There's no, like... planes. You're gonna have to, like, you're gonna spend the entire time, like, getting over to the Atlantic somehow to try and catch a boat, and by that time the war's gonna be over.
Yeah.
Planes?
They didn't have commercial planes, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
No,
Just-
they didn't.
Well,
It's just
not
me
like...
in 1941 trying to order an Uber.
You're like, my phone doesn't work. Meanwhile, I'm going to the future.
And fucking robots.
Getting freaky with a sexy robot boy in my headcanon.
Yeah, but on his terms. You don't know. You don't know
Fine.
what he's capable of.
I feel like we just learned something about each other because you went, I want to go to the future and indulge in sex fantasies, and I want to go to the past and indulge in murder fantasies.
Win-win.
We're bad. Well, I'm a bad person, I think. Like, I can kill indiscriminately. Justified.
And I can go back in time and see a pile of corpses up close.
I think Laura...
No one can tell me it's wrong.
Yeah, Laura has the most realistic goal. She's like, I'm gonna become a nurse and, like, join the fucking ambulance service or
Just
whatever.
Stick my hand in someone's chest and pull out some shrapnel and be like, "You'll be okay. Here's some penicillin."
But we're also talking, at least for the past, we're being fairly realistic. How much world development has been done in the Super Science Friends universe? What would it like?
Very little.
Yeah, because I almost feel like it would be a bad time because there's a lot of weird shit
There is
that
that
happens.
club, though. There's that time club.
I'm not getting to the time club. I am a sex slave.
Okay, I mean,
Don't
you
even...
could take a little break and just have
That club is for, like, time travelers.
You don't want to hang out with time travelers?
I do, but, like, how the fuck do I get there? I don't have time travel powers. Just regular old...
Just keep an eye out for Ada. She'll help you out.
She's gonna come and be like,
I mean,
she's with my boyfriend.
She is Z3's main squeeze. She's gonna fuck you up.
I'll be like,
You know you're the side piece. Come on.
I'll be like, I'll fight you for Ada. I'll fight for my love.
She must be okay with it because Caitlin implied that there's more than one person like in the fantasy.
That's
section.
in her headcanon.
Yeah, that's
For all you know, you're just a regular slave who's fantasizing, be like, one day Z3. One day.
Change of scenery never hurt anyone.
Fucking Christ.
Another.
One more. Okay. Please talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to the Discord.
If we ever do merch, I feel like we need to put out a shirt that says "Talk amongst yourselves."
Talk amongst
Yeah.
yourselves. Okay.
It is. I was not joking earlier though. That whole Valhalla thing came from me sitting in the shower yesterday, putting off doing work, and just thinking about shit.
Vikings get PTSD.
I wonder if Vikings get PTSD. I really like taking fantastical shit and then bogging it down with
With like the mundane.
the mundane.
Yeah.
They're-
I wonder what Vikings do after they retire.
Yeah. To me, that's really interesting.
They don't have podcasts.
They don't have Netflix. What are they gonna do?
I think about that a lot. Like, I mean, I was born and raised in the age of entertainment, hence why I'm here. Like, it to the point that it became my whole career in life.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what I would do.
Well, it's
It was
just
just like...
you play games, you tell. I mean, there's still storytelling back in the day. It's just different. You'd have to write.
Yeah, I suppose I'd probably read a lot of books. I still play sports, but I mean, like, back in the day when it was like, you're farming sun up to sundown, and then you go inside and it's dark. Maybe you could light a candle to read a book, but for the most part, it's just like, wake up, work, go to bed.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Overthrow the king.
What do you do that gives you any kind of pleasure?
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
Would you rather... Oh, sorry. Liveware Problem on the Discord asks... This guy has, like, a really great profile pic. Anyway, that's a
In this visual medium of ours.
Liveware Problem asks, would you rather eliminate any single disease or form of cancer of your choosing but never get credit for the discovery? Or would you rather end war forever but Trump magically gets all the credit unambiguously in every history ever written?
Okay, that's kind of funny to me. It's like the biggest, like, what the fuck? I don't know if I want to end war for all eternity.
Why not?
I mean, a lot. Okay, look. War bad. War bad. It hurts a lot of people.
War bad.
But, I mean, a lot of human innovation has come out of war. I'm just saying.
That's true, but, like, how much more innovation could happen without war? And I mean, I guess, like, the thing is, you're not really solving society's main problem.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to fuck with people without
you're just
war.
solving, like, the, what am I thinking about? You're just solving the, like, symptom of society's problem.
One of the...
Right?
Well, also think about it this way, like, revolutions are war.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're taking that power away from people.
Yeah.
Like, what if you need a revolt?
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. You kind of touched on my immediate issue is war changes. War now is not like it was 100 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of war now is drones.
Yeah.
And you know...
My robots are going to fight your robots.
So when you say war is gone, I can't... This question is actually interesting in the sense that part alone is me literally going, I cannot fathom the world without bloody conflict.
Yeah.
So the idea of there being no war is so foreign to me, I can't even imagine it. Because we're talking about street wars. You know, I've seen Cold Wars. I've seen neighbors.
Storage wars.
Storage wars.
Get out! Caitlin, get the fuck away from me now before I sock you!
That was bad and I liked it. But does that count as a war?
Yeah.
No!
No, it does. It's storage wars.
Yeah, but people refer to...
That was a pun!
People refer to personal conflicts as wars. So
yeah, but they're using it in the form of a metaphor. It's
not to them.
Like they're saying this is so bad it feels like a war. They're making an equivalency. They're not.
This is a war. So it's like, okay, what does a war mean? It's really like, is it a conflict of a certain size, or is it a conflict that ends with the complete annihilation of your opponent? Well, then what? So
I think it needs to be at least on the scale of a nation. So at least either a civil war or like two countries or more going at it. It's got to be like national issue, not a personal one, I would argue.
But what about things like the war on terror and the war on drugs and...
See, I would not call those wars.
Those are nebulous terms.
I think those are poetic,
but then
waxing poetic titles.
But then does that mean things like the Iraqi war aren't a real war?
Wait, we did go to war. What are you talking about?
It was a war.
Yeah,
like there was two nations in conflict.
Fighting each other.
Or is it the Afghan one? Because it was like after 9/11, they sent a bunch of troops to go get the terrorists, but it wasn't necessarily country versus country.
I would say it was.
Maybe it was more.
You're right, because it was an organization as opposed to...
But that's what I mean. It gets so muddy fast.
But I mean, it's the political leaders that are engaging in this. It's not just like it's not like a subgroup in the U.S. went over to fight a subgroup in Iran.
I just want to point out, I think it's hilarious that I can picture a world where you shit diamonds, but I can't picture a world without fucking war. That's how fucked things are in real life.
Heartbreaking.
So
Yeah.
what was the first part of the question? Because I'm still trying to wrap my mind around
So you could eliminate any single disease or form of cancer of your choosing, but never get credit for the discovery.
See, the problem with that one is any one singular disease, like, can be pretty dramatic, but it's always going to eventually get replaced with something new.
Yeah.
It's not it's not as permanent as war doesn't exist in any form for eternity
Yeah,
now.
and like just because war doesn't exist doesn't mean people aren't still gonna die from killing each other. It's just not gonna be on like a really big scale.
I mean, there is like an easy solution to this. We could just look up the definition of war.
I am actually curious what the fucking technical definition of war is.
Okay.
Although I'm kind of leaning towards the disease one because it's not as large scale. It's kind of like, can I just like sit on that power until I get a disease and then be like, that one?
No, I think you gotta pick it right now.
Okay,
All
what
right.
am I most likely to get?
War, noun, a state of armed conflict between different nations or states or different groups within a nation or state.
Okay.
So then, yeah, a gang war is an actual war because it's different groups.
Wow. Dang. I wouldn't. Okay. Fair enough. I wouldn't have thought so.
No more gang wars.
But did it say it has to be physical?
A
Or just
state
a-
of armed conflict.
Armed conflict.
Right.
Okay. So, storage wars, not a war.
I don't know. I've never seen the show. I don't know.
Do they hit each other with their storage?
Things get bloody in storage wars.
They're just taking their like old couch and hitting each other with it. But no, that would mean that like what's it?
What does a world without war look like? Because I can't picture it.
We'll just pick like go outside and
Okay,
like
so
that.
so
It would just be more like that. It would just be more of the run of the mill day to day shit.
okay, but two gangs are disputing over turf. How do they figure that out?
They mediate like fucking adults.
I'm literally going with the disease one because I can't fucking wrap
They get a neutral third party.
No! But that's not how people fucking work.
But it will have to be because they won't be able to resort to war.
But
Maybe
how-
it just comes down to like occupying spaces. Like
But that's what I mean. If there's a world with no war, does that mean weapons don't exist? Does that mean if you take a gun and shoot at somebody, it all just disappears? And then if that's the case...
I think they just never come to it. So no
Yeah.
group ever has the thought to organize and fight another group.
Yeah, like you can still shoot one guy, but you can't
Yeah.
get like fucking 50 of your friends to shoot 50 other guys.
Yeah.
I think I understand why I'm having a hard time with this.
It's like that thought would just never come into your head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is why I'm struggling with this question. Because in order for war to not exist, you would need people to be calm and logical. Which is the
No,
most
they can-
inhuman fucking trait in the world.
No, they just, when they aren't being common and logical, they just don't have the forethought to organize. They can still have like random fits of rage and punch somebody.
Does
Yeah.
not compute.
What do you mean does not compute? Every time you get angry, you immediately like call 14 of your friends and be like, we need to organize.
Listen, I'm a ride or die bitch.
You've never just been like hated one singular person and wanted to punch them.
Yes, but I'm talking about the way people organize, the way groups, like, again, we're tribal, so people form groups, and then when one person in the group is affronted by something, it then goes like, you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us, and
Well,
humans get
that's
violent.
what disappears.
Yeah, that's what disappears.
But
That-
I can't fathom that.
Well, you better stop fathoming.
Yeah, get on it.
Again, shitting diamonds makes sense to me. No war doesn't make sense to me just because of how human beings function on a fucking base level.
Like, is there one group in your entire life that you would like go to war for? You personally?
For?
Yeah, like you're like, I would die for this group.
for this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you actually imagine having that thought? Because I
Yes.
certainly can't. There is no individual group that I would be like, I'm gonna die for this group.
I would say like
I wouldn't die for a group. I would die to stop certain groups.
which is
Guess
still a
so.
motivation.
I wouldn't.
Like if
Like that.
I might have fucking fought in World War II back in the day because the Nazis are bad, man. Like
Right.
that's like no fooling nightmare scenario shit. Like the world would be measurably worse had they won, and I could imagine being a kid there and being like, we gotta fucking do something about this. We can't just be like wag a finger at them. You know what I mean?
But like you got to understand also that like the what they knew about the Nazis during World War II is not what we know about them now.
That-
a lot of
that's
that
fair.
like discovery of the Holocaust and stuff came like after.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
End of
that's
the
a
war.
good
Two-
point.
Again,
Like
we've already established
They
I
did
don't know
bomb the
history.
shit out of London though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. They did bomb the shit out of London, but also they knew that they were persecuting Jewish people, but they didn't know that they were like gas chambering.
That's
and
true.
stuff.
They
That's
didn't
true.
know about
No, that's
Mengele
true.
just yet.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't know about the experimentation and stuff. So, like, you would have known nebulously that Nazis were bad in the way that you know that, like, I don't know, that sort of Congolese, like, warlords are bad.
Yeah.
But, like, you wouldn't have known the extent of all of the horrors of it until afterwards.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe you wouldn't have had that impetus to go, other than,
That's
like,
fair.
the sense
Like,
of national pride that a
that's
lot
a
of
fair.
countries, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And see, the national pride thing is another reason why I can't imagine a world where fucking war doesn't exist.
But, like, do you have national pride? Like, and that's the other thing. A lot of the countries who went and fought in the war were never actually directly targeted. Like, you know, Canada was never targeted by Germany.
Yeah.
So it's like, you were only going because of king and country. Like, because you kind of felt like you had to.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah,
Fair
Britain.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Fair
like,
enough.
also for the glory of it, because they were like, you're a man and you have to fight because if you don't, then you're weak and blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. They were, like, preying on, like, toxic masculinity.
Fair enough. Jesus Christ. Who's the name of the guy that did this fucking question?
Hang on.
Maybe
'Cause-
you shouldn't tell him.
Because
Liveware problem. Maybe you should, like, go on the Discord and, like,
Hash it out.
hash it out.
No, I was just gonna say congratulations. You fucking broke me. I can't.
How is this the first time you've heard of that concept of like the idea of a world without war?
I've heard of the concept as like a nebulous, wouldn't it be nice if we didn't kill each other, which I'm like, yeah, as a nebulous, like, let's not kill each other, that sounds great. But in practice, how does this work? Which is what we do.
Well, we
come
change the
up,
nature of human beings forever.
but that's,
Yeah.
then that's where I break.
I don't know, it's not that unreasonable.
But
We talked about eternity just a minute ago.
no, that's what I mean. Like, we take ridiculous concepts and we ponder, what does this look like in real life? And I cannot ponder what life actually looks like with humans functioning in a way that war doesn't happen. So I'm going with the disease.
But like, so many conflicts get resolved without war. It's like
Yeah.
not every single conflict that's ever happened in the entire history of the world has resulted in war. A lot of the times it gets mediated. People like come to a compromise. Like
you're
that
literally
is a thing that is possible in the world. It's
Yeah, so you're just
more of that.
erasing, you're just deleting like the parts where that doesn't happen, and all you have left are the conflicts that were resolved without war.
Yeah.
But eventually, there are conflicts that cannot be moderated.
I think that they could be if you gave them more
No.
time.
Well, taking war out of the equation means they will come to a resolve
Okay, but
somehow,
No, but-
eventually.
Yeah.
so we were talking about World War II. Let's use that as an example. Hypothetically speaking, the Nazis happen, and you know what the fuck's going on. Like, we know everything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, don't mass execute a group of people. And
Well,
then
they invaded before they started mass
Yes,
executing.
so like they
No, okay.
actually wouldn't have done the thing that started the war.
well, no, they might have still done all the shit that they did, just more focused in Germany. So let's say you're England, and you know that the Nazis in Germany are doing this shit, and they haven't spread out because there's no war, so they're not invading. And then you go, we're really going to need you to stop mass executing a group of people. And then they're like, no. And then what is England going to do? Well, let's meet in the middle.
Well, no, here's
There's
what
no
they can do.
meeting in the middle with that shit.
No. They can they can collect, like, depending on how many people are on their sides, there's 2 ways this ends. One, either enough allies agree to squeeze them out as far as, like, resources and trade until they be like, look, you're gonna isolate yourself unless you stop doing that. Right. Or they don't stop doing that. All the Jews in Germany either die or escape, and then it's over. It's sad, but there are ways for this to get resolved that isn't war.
It's sad. So, oh my god. I want to start drinking. I hate this. I'm going with the disease. You fucking broke me. Congratulations. You created a scenario that I cannot imagine.
We need a new question. Come on.
It's like, we're done. This is it. Congratulations. This is the episode where you broke Adam.
Fuck. Good God.
We'll see you.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in.
You never answered. You never answered. What is your answer?
No, I was like the first one to answer. I wanted to do the disease, but I wanted to wait until I got a disease, and then I'd be like, that one. This one. I want this one gone.
You banked it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the war one. Just to see what happens.
But Trump gets all the credit.
Whatever, I don't care.
Alright, well, congratulations being privy to that, everyone who's still listening.
Congratulations. I'm going to go start drinking.
Me too, but for different reasons.
Shitty Wizard!